In this video, we will explore Adobe Mini Bridge and demonstrate ways to use this application to import images within Indesign CS6. As you store more and more documents, images, and other files within your computer, organization can be troublesome. Adobe Bridge is a software application that is used to organize your files and help you gain some control over your content. Bridge is a file browser that you can use among all Adobe CS6 products, including InDesign. This browser is visual and displays thumbnails of your images so they can be easily identified and then organized to suit your needs. Bridge is included in the purchase of the Creative Suite or Adobe Photoshop alone. In addition to the thumbnails, other advantages to using Bridge include the ability to apply keywords to your images, use the batch rename feature, create collections for your content, and review the file's metadata, which can include vital information about your file. For example, metadata related to an image you have taken with your digital camera may include what type of camera the picture was taken with, whether or not the flash was used, exposure information, and much more. In the future, you can run a search on your keywords and metadata in order to quickly locate a specific file. I'm going to open Adobe Bridge just to show you what it looks like and a brief look at how it is used. In this view, notice that I can identify favorites folders to place within the favorites pane, or I can look at my computer's folders by switching to the Folders tab. I have named the Images folder on my computer as a favorite. As you can see, a small thumbnail is displayed for each image. By left-clicking on the thumbnail, I can view the metadata and keywords related to the image on the right-hand side of the screen. This is where I could add, edit, or delete metadata and keywords in order to quickly search for these images in the future. I also have the ability to create collections for my images. In this instance, I'll create a new collection for Sandy's Daycare Center and place a few images into the collection by selecting the images, then dragging and dropping them into the collection. This is just one example of a few ways that you can organize your information. So you may be wondering how this ties in with InDesign. I'm going to close Bridge and go back into InDesign in order to demonstrate the use of Mini Bridge. Mini Bridge is an extension of Adobe CS6 products that lets you work with assets in a panel in the host application. It is a useful way to access many Adobe Bridge features when you work in more than one of the applications. Mini Bridge communicates with Adobe Bridge to create thumbnails, keep files synchronized, and perform other tasks. Although you can launch the full version of Adobe Bridge by clicking on its icon in the application bar like I did a few moments ago, a Mini Bridge panel can be added to the workspace by selecting the Window menu and selecting Mini Bridge. Just like any other panel within InDesign, you can move the Mini Bridge panel anywhere on the screen. You can dock and undock it, and you can choose its layout as well. Notice that within Mini Bridge, I can access the favorites folders that we took a look at in the application by selecting favorites from the drop-down menu. I'm going to select the Images folder and notice that when I do, thumbnails of my images are displayed. By selecting Collections from the drop-down menu, I can take a look at any of the collections that were created within Bridge as well. Since I'm working in the Sandy's Daycare Center publication, it would be helpful for me to look in the Sandy's Daycare Center collection to see if I have any images within the collection that I'd like to import. Notice that the images within the collection display as thumbnails in the content area. Mini Bridge is a great tool to use because I can seamlessly import images into my document, and this prevents us from having to access our menus to find the place feature. I don't have to search around on my computer, and I can quickly locate images, displayed by thumbnails, that I had previously organized. To import from Mini Bridge, simply drag the image from the Mini Bridge pane and drop it into your document. Just like the previous video, you will be required to draw a new frame for the image to be placed into, which I will demonstrate. Notice now your image is placed within the document. Note that you can also perform a search within a mini bridge by typing your keyword into the text box that has a small magnifying glass to the left of it. Again, if at any time you want to launch the full version of Adobe Bridge, you can simply click on the Bridge icon within the Mini Bridge panel or select the Bridge icon within the application bar within InDesign. This concludes our tutorial on importing images from Adobe Mini Bridge. Be sure to take advantage of this tool in order to save crucial time in the future when working on your projects.